All right, what's going on, everybody? I got Ben Holden here from Pinnacle, and he's going to be talking about the benefits that he has for entrepreneurs like real estate agents and other real estate professionals. So I just wanted to make this video, number one, because I think that everybody should have, different streams of income coming in. Um, but number two, this is another way to add value to your clients as well. So it's very, very creative. I've never heard of anything like this before. And so he's going to kind of go over it a little bit, and we're going to try to listen to him and hear him out. And, you know, we'll see if it's going to be worth it to sign up and go through this program. So with that, with all due respect, Ben, you want to just introduce yourself real quick?
Yes. Hi, everyone. My name is Ben Holden. I'm with Pinnacle Elite Financial. And Lou, I just want to say thank you for having me on. I really appreciate you giving me the time, and I'm looking forward to telling you all about what we do and seeing if it could be a great fit for you and your business goals.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. Thank you. And so Ben, who are you? Where are you from? What do you do?
Yeah, so just a little bit about me. I'm from the northeastern corner of Connecticut, a small town called Pomfret. So it's a really small town, about 4,000 people, right near Putnam, if anyone's heard of that.
Yep.
But a little bit about my background. I have a background in sports. I wrestled in high school. I ended up taking six at state in Connecticut. Uh,
Yes.
right, wrestling, best sport there is, absolutely.
Yep.
I also did play some football. I did play a little bit of baseball, but after high school, I decided to go to college down at Drexel in Philadelphia. And I was studying biochemistry pre-med. So I was going to be a doctor in biochemistry. But just due to some of the mandates that the school had and just really where I envisioned myself in the future, I knew that getting that degree in biochemistry would have showed me how to make good money, but work for someone else. And it would have never really showed me what to do with the money I was making.
Mhm.
So I decided to go off on a whim and pursue a career in finance, and it's become one of the very best decisions that I ever made. So really, my background is just wrestling, going to school for a little bit, and then getting into finance.
Awesome. Awesome. So now I think you told me off camera beforehand. Are you still doing wrestling or something like that?
Yeah, so at this point, you can't give it up. It keeps you young, it keeps you in shape, and being healthy is one of the most important things that there is. And right now, wrestling kind of ends after high school, after college, but
Okay.
at this point, I do train, I do fight MMA.
MMA.
I love it. I love it.
So everybody watch out when you go for a coffee date with them. Just you don't want to end up with a black eye or a broken arm. Awesome. So what do you do for work now? Like what's your actual job title?
Yeah, so my actual job title, Lou, and everyone watching is as a financial strategist.
Hmm.
And it's a term or a designation that a lot of you may not be too familiar with. But when you think of someone in finance, you typically think of a financial advisor. And what separates us from a typical financial advisor is a financial advisor works on one side of the industry. That financial advisor, they work namely in the security side of the industry,
Hmm.
right? Just on that one side. But there's so much more to the world of finance than just stock and bond portfolios and just IRAs and just mutual funds, right? There's so much more.
Right.
So as a financial strategist, I absolutely have access to all of those securities products as well. But I have access to banking products from companies you've heard of, like Bank of America, JP Morgan Chase, Goldman Sachs. I
Yep.
have access to those securities products from companies like Vanguard, Fidelity, um, Franklin Templeton, big names. And I also have access to products over on the insurance side from companies like Nationwide, Prudential, Pacific Life, all names that you've probably heard of.
Hmm.
But the great thing about what I do is I don't represent any one particular company to my clients. If you talk to a Fidelity financial advisor, that advisor is only going to represent and only going to sell you Fidelity products, whether or not Fidelity actually has the best product, the best service for you.
Right.
And that's really because that advisor doesn't work for you, the client. They work for Fidelity, the company.
Right.
So what really separates me and my agency and my firm is rather than representing any one particular company to my clients, I get to represent my clients to 192 A-rated companies across all sides of the industry, banking, insurance, and securities. And
Mhm.
like I mentioned, all A-rated companies, companies you heard of. And my company, my platform, Pinnacle Elite, we only work with A-rated companies. So as soon as a company falls off that AM Best rating of being A-rated, well, they're no longer on our platform. We no longer work with that company. And rather than representing any one company, I represent my client. And what that allows me to do is to build and put forth the very best financial recommendation, the very best financial plan for my client from a completely unbiased position because I'm working for my client.
Right. Right. Now, so tell us a little bit about like the background of the company. Are you guys located just in Connecticut or?
No, so we're a nationwide company. Our agency is actually based out of Nashville, Tennessee.
Okay.
So really great spot to go and have our company meetings, right? I love Nashville. If any of you guys go down there, check out Kid Rock's place, best burgers around. It's great down there. But we're based out of Nashville. Yet we have agents in all 50 states. We do
Wow.
some work in Canada and Puerto Rico as well. I'm just based in the U.S., but I can work in any state, and currently I'm licensed in I think 21 states. So I can work anywhere.
Wow. That's awesome. So Pinnacle Elite, huh? Um, is there other companies that are out there that are kind of doing similar things, or is this like one of the like something that's kind of like new?
Yeah, I mean, as far as competition, it's hard to even say that we have any. And of
Yeah.
course, there's many companies, hundreds of companies in the financial industry.
Right.
But as far as a platform that operates and does exactly what we do, it is not really much. And what separates our platform, makes us so different, is you can have like a particular company, and like I mentioned, a Fidelity, a State Farm. The agents working at, say, a Fidelity or a State Farm Insurance, they're working for that particular company, and those agents are what's known as captive, meaning they represent a company, whereas we represent the client. So that's a big difference. But I like to look at my business is really going back to school, especially when you first start out.
Yeah.
And what I mean by that is if I went and I worked at, say, a Fidelity Investments, the only thing I would have to really learn would be finance because I would have clients coming in the door. I would just be building them a financial plan based off Fidelity products. But the only thing I would really need to learn would be finance.
Right.
But I look at what I do through a lens of essentially being a triple major because I have to learn finance because, of course, those are the products and the services that I'm offering. But I also need to learn marketing because I'm an independent agent and it's my own business. I run my own business. I need to go out and I need to market myself. And I
Hmm.
also need to learn business because, again, I'm in business for myself. And by being in business for myself, I need to really know how to not just help my clients with their financial situations, but I need to know how to run and operate a business. So as far as a company that really gives someone the full reins to run and operate their own business while providing as much value to their clients as we're able to provide, I don't see any competition in the industry, Lou.
Wow. Awesome. That's a good answer. I like it. All right. So that being said, I know that you had some sort of presentation there. Did you want to, if you want, I could share, have you share your screen?
Yeah, absolutely. Let me pull this up. If you could just make me host, Lou.
Host. All right. Let me see. Make host. Yes.
All right.
Okay.
So I'm going to pull this up just so I can show a couple of the products and services that our financial firm, our financial agency offers. And I'm going to break this really down into two separate pieces. Number one, just talking a little bit about the products and the services that we offer. As you can see, a lot of big companies here, companies that really stand out, companies you know. These are just a few of the companies that we're able to work with. But from there, I'm going to talk about our 6-step financial needs analysis that we provide to our client. And then really what's in it for you as an entrepreneur, as a real estate agent, how you can add this service to your business and provide a tremendous amount of value to your clients while getting paid a lot as well. Right. So first off, a couple of the products and services that we offer. And like I said, just a couple, right? We do a lot more than this, but we do everything from 401k and IRA rollovers. We have clients who have lost tremendous amounts of money in the market. They went and they talked to their financial advisor, Edward Jones or Fidelity. And those advisors would put them into something like maybe an IRA or maybe into a mutual fund portfolio.
Hmm.
But 2022, the stock market took a really big hit. And so many people lost a lot of money and are looking to move their money out of variable products in the stock market into products that follow more of an index strategy pattern of growth, where when the market goes up, right, when the market has gains, my client is credited with all of those gains. But when the market takes a hit, when the market has a bad month, a bad year, well, my client's locked in. They have a floor. They're not losing any money. right? So they're following essentially a stairway to heaven pattern because they're only being credited for the gains and they're never getting hit with the losses. So I have a lot of clients who want to get themselves out of variable products in the market, put themselves into more index strategy accounts. And this is where we see 401k and IRA rollovers. We do things like life insurance, right?
Mm-hmm.
Very important piece to any financial plan. And what I've found with this, and it's a kind of tough story to tell because it's something that me and my family are going through right now. But when I set up my dad's financial plan, my dad was my very first client, and he trusted me when I first got into the business when a lot of other people wouldn't. And we built him out a whole financial plan, all kinds of accounts that were growing money for him, all kinds of plans to really put him into a great position for his retirement. But through his job, he had a $330,000 life insurance policy. He was paying over $100 a month for, but I was able to put him into a policy, a $500,000 policy that he was paying under $70 a month for.
Wow.
So a much bigger difference. And that
Yeah.
was one tiny, tiny, tiny piece to his financial portfolio, but it was a piece I wouldn't think he would ever use. But just recently, in the past couple of weeks, my dad was diagnosed with a glioblastoma, which is an aggressive brain cancer.
Wow. I'm sorry.
Really, really tough situation. But normally, when you think about life insurance, it pays out when you pass away. But the policy that I set up for my dad is a $500,000 policy that comes with living benefits. And what that means is if someone's diagnosed with a chronic condition where they can't perform two of the daily six acts of living, say they can't feed themselves, they can't bathe themselves, they can't dress themselves, policy pays out. If they're diagnosed with a critical condition, it pays out. And if they're diagnosed with a terminal condition where they're given less than 12 months to live by a doctor, policy pays out. So we were filing a claim for my dad based on this policy. And normally
Yeah.
when you think of life insurance, it doesn't pay out until you pass away. But my dad is going to be getting paid out because he was diagnosed with this brain cancer. Right. So what was
Hey,
the
Ben.
small so what I thought would be the smallest piece of my dad's financial plan, the piece that he would never use,
Mm-hmm.
is the part that we're using right now. And what a tremendous benefit that's becoming for him and for my mom as he's going through treatment, that he's going to be able to afford the very best care in the country just because we had the foresight to set this up.
Okay.
But from there, we do everything down to long-term care to keep someone out of a nursing home, college plans for kids, executive bonus plans for businesses, all the way down to wills and living trusts. So we're a full-fledged financial firm. We do everything. But I really want to talk about our six-step financial needs analysis because this is so important.
Mm-hmm.
And looking at what you're doing as a realtor, as a mortgage broker, if you're a property and casualty agent, a CPA, every single one of your clients can really benefit from these six steps, right? These are very important six steps to anyone's financial situation. And to break it down, especially from a real estate perspective, right? Because that's really who we're talking to more than anyone, right? You may be in another profession and see this, but we're really gearing this toward real estate agents. And
Yeah.
anyone who buys a home from you, Lou, anyone who sells a home with you, anyone who invests in real estate can benefit from having these six steps to their financial situation evaluated. And the first step that we really look at is going to be increasing someone's cash flow. On this piece, we're able to shop out simple insurances, things like homeowners insurance, car insurance, right? So in commercial lines, right? So if you just buy a home, right, it's important that you get the best rate on your insurance. That way you're not paying too much for it, right? But you have adequate coverage at the same time, and you're covered just in case anything does happen to your new home, right? We also look on this piece at budget. And we have to really take into account your new budget because you're now paying a mortgage. Say you're a buyer. Well, you now have a whole new mortgage payment within your budget that we have to account for and make sure that you're still able to live the lifestyle that you want to live.
Right.
Another recommendation I might make on this cash flow piece is bringing in more income, right? And that's why we're here today to talk about cash flow, bringing in more income.
Yep.
Second step is going to be looking at debt. Obviously, if you have a buyer who just bought a home, what did you just sell them? Well, Lou, you just sold that person a debt, right? Because they now have a new mortgage, right? If they have a $350,000 home, you just sold them a $350,000 debt as they're paying down that mortgage. So we have to account for that mortgage and make sure that they're making the payments. But what happens if they have higher interest rate credit cards? Well, we might, instead of paying, say, an extra payment a year on the mortgage, we might reallocate that extra payment that they would put on the mortgage into higher interest rate credit cards, because at the end of the day, it's going to help your client pay back as little as possible in interest and keep more money in their pocket.
Right.
Next step, we evaluate the emergency fund. What happens if you buy a new home and you have a pipe burst in your basement and you don't have adequate savings? Well, you would probably have to put that repair cost on a credit card, and it might put you into a bad financial position, right? Because you're putting that on a credit card. So what would that do is it would put you into a debt cycle. And that's the last thing that we want to do, is to see a new homeowner go into a debt cycle. So it's important that we have an adequate amount of savings just in case any kind of unexpected expense pops up. But Lou, that's really the foundation of what we do, is those three things on the left. From there, we have to protect the foundation. And here I look at pieces like long-term care. I work with some middle-aged clients, people who are seeing their parents or grandparents go into nursing homes, and they themselves, they don't want to go into a nursing home, and they absolutely don't want to go through Medicaid spend down. So we'll set them up with a long-term care plan that they own and control on their own.
Mm-hmm.
This is also where we look at pieces like life insurance. A buyer of yours now has a whole mortgage payment, and say they have two kids, they have a car payment, right? They want to put food on the table. If something were to happen to that individual and they didn't have adequate life insurance protection, well, the family might go into debt. They might have to sell that home that you just helped them get set up with, which is
Right.
why it's so important that we evaluate their insurable need. But really, that's just protecting the foundation. My very favorite part of what I do is helping someone build their wealth, looking at the accounts that they can use to really generate income, to build and grow capital, right? To make their money work for them, right? Investment accounts, right? And while doing that and looking at those types of accounts, we need to look at vehicles that are going to outpace inflation. At one point in 2022, inflation crossed over 10.5%. So if you're in an account like, say, a bank account where you're not getting any interest, yeah, you're not technically losing money, but you really are, because if inflation is 10.5 and your money is not growing, you're really losing 10.5%.
Yeah.
But what if you put your money into a variable account last year and the market went down 20%? Well, not only are you losing that 20% in the market, you're also losing that additional 10.5 to inflation. So
Right.
we look at vehicles that are going to help people reduce what they're paying in taxes, to help them outpace inflation and really put as much money in their pocket as possible by the time that they want to retire. And we also, as far as talking to real estate investors, we look at accounts that you're able to leverage to really grow and accumulate cash, and then be able to use that cash and take participating loans from your account and put it toward your properties. And for your average person, looking at car payments, right? Maybe instead of putting the cash from the account toward a real estate property, you're putting it toward a vehicle, or maybe a year of college for a kid, right? And various things you can use that money from those accounts for. But my favorite part of what I do is helping people build wealth. But Lou, I do work with some older clients, people who are more worried about really outliving their money. They've seen recessions and they've seen stock market declines. And for them, I'll put them into something like a private pension to pay them out every year for the rest of their life. So they're just getting income over and over. And from there, we work with a network of attorneys to help someone really preserve their wealth and leave a legacy behind. But Lou, this is so often overlooked, is when someone buys a home, they bought potentially the biggest asset that they'll ever buy in their life, their new home. And if something were to happen to them, that home would go to probate unless they put it into a will, which is why we work with a network of attorneys who specialize in wills, trust, and estate planning. Someone's able to leave a legacy. But what really separates our company from others, Lou, if you want to do all this on your own, you'd need a lawyer to help you preserve your wealth, an advisor to help you build it, an insurance agent to get you protected, a banker to set up your emergency fund, a debt specialist if you had any kind of debt, maybe a CPA if you wanted to talk about some tax strategies to increase your cash flow. You'd need to see like 6 different people, right? But here's the real kicker with that, right? Like,
Yeah.
you pay any of those people somewhere between like, if I have to pay any of those people somewhere between $500 and $2,500 just for a recommendation, something that you might not even use, right? But what does that do? Lou, if I'm charging you for a financial plan, right? And I'm saying, Lou, I'm going to put you into a better financial position, but I'm charging you. Well, at the end of the day, I'm putting you backwards before I'm ever putting you forwards, right? And it's my job as a financial strategist to always be putting you into a better financial position. So with that said, Lou, for all the time I spend with the client, all the financial education that I give them, and any recommendation I build, it comes at absolutely no cost at all to my clients. My clients do not pay me. So we give free financial education, free financial planning, right? And that's really our
Wow.
service,
That's
right?
that's incredible right there.
But this platform offers something tremendous. And if you're a realtor and you're an entrepreneur and you're watching this, um, this should be really jumping out at you is just a supreme amount of value and something that would really separate your business if you were able to offer it to your clients. And here's why, right? Most realtors, they'll sell you a property and that's the end of it. Like that's the end of the transaction.
Right.
Right? But at the end of the day, you just sold that person a debt, right?
Yeah.
What are they going to go do with that? They really, the next step should be to talk to someone like me.
Right.
And as a realtor, this should really blow your mind. This is something that should absolutely jump out to you as just extra value that you're able to add to your client. And last time I checked the statistics, there were 1 million homes on the market and 1.4 million real estate agents. So
Yeah.
you guys are competing with you're competing with each other more than you're even in the market, because there's more of you than there are homes on the market, right? So what can you do for your business to separate yourself and to make yourself stand out from all these other realtors out there who are just who are just in real estate, who aren't really a one-stop shop of value for their client? So obviously, if you guys are watching Lou's platform, watching Lou's channels, you guys are looking to make some extra money, right? You're looking to really grow your business. So what does pay look like with us?
Yeah. Tell me about it. This is what I want to know.
Right? This is what everyone wants to know. How do we get paid? And what does licensing look like, right? Because of course, if you're a financial strategist, you should be licensed. And here's why. You need to go through a background check. You need to be licensed. You would not be wanting to meet with a financial strategist and trust that person with your entire retirement savings and have them not know what they're doing and not even have a license, right? So that's why it's so important that we are licensed, so we know what we're doing. And we go through a background check as well, because you wouldn't want to be working with, say, a financial advisor and then 2 years down the road, find out that guy was arrested on felony charges for, say, drowning kittens, right? Not a great look, right?
That got dark pretty fast.
Right. So we do have a background check. We do have a licensing process, but stay tuned with me because this process is much cheaper, much faster, and much easier than real estate. But we have partners, as you can tell, across all sides, right? We work with real estate professionals, mortgage brokers, CPAs, and property and casualty agents. And this one's really geared mostly toward real estate agents. And that's why I talk mostly about real estate transactions on that 6-step slide. But as far as what we get paid, right? This is what you guys are all interested in. If my screen will let me click, we might have to go back and reopen this. Screen's not working, so let me reopen this. Bear with me.
So I'm just going to add to this and just going to say that's what it's all about. Adding value to people, adding more value than not only your competitors, but just in general, just being genuine and being able to have excuses to kind of touch base with these people. And then, those clients that you sold a home to, they're going to be like, wow, you know what? Lou was right. I really need to start thinking about my future. I need to start thinking about what I can do to kind of protect this asset. And how do we get ourselves into the best financial situation that we possibly can. So it is really important for not just people that end up buying houses, but it's more important for people that buy houses because now they're taking on all that debt, like you said.
Absolutely. Absolutely, Lou. And the great thing for a real estate agent, you guys are dealing in such a niche market. You guys are looking at home buyers, people who are looking to sell a home, maybe real estate investors. But again, at the end of the day, you're dealing with such a niche market. Your market is incredibly narrow. It's incredibly small, right? And you guys can do extremely, extremely well within that narrow market. However, one of the best pieces about being a financial strategist like I am, I have the most broad market that you could possibly imagine. I can help anyone from babies all the way through the elderly and everyone in between. I can help people who come to me with millions of dollars and that they're looking to put somewhere. I can help people who come to me and they're hundreds of thousands of dollars in debt, right? I can help literally anyone because everyone can benefit from that 6-step financial needs analysis that I just showed. But really, as far as what's in it for you, why work with us? What makes us stand out to realtors is a group that you would want to work with. Well, we provide a ton of value and we are an absolute no-cost service for your clients. You can feel comfortable referring your clients over to us, knowing that your clients aren't going to pay us, that we're not going to be charging your clients at all, that we are just simply working in your client's best interest to help them. And this is a service they can all benefit from. You're able to expand your book of business beyond just your current services. Like I mentioned, if you're a real estate agent, you're dealing with an incredibly niche market, right? Buyers, sellers, and investors. Like I said, we can help everyone. And as a realtor, I'm sure you have multiple connections and multiple people that you know who could really benefit from what we do, but they might not actively be looking to buy or sell their home. Right? So you're able to expand your book of business and truly work with everyone. Right. That said, you're also able to help your existing book of business, right? And work with that existing book of business that you already have, people you've already helped who already have that trust with you, who you've already built credibility with. You're able to help them out as well. So you can help everyone here.
Oh yeah.
But really, you're able to separate your agency and your business from others. How many real estate brokerages are offering the service to their clients? Not many, very, very few, right? So you're providing a ton of additional value for your client, which in turn is going to lead to more real estate referrals for you anyway, but you're double dipping on your existing book of business. You get commission from working with us. Our licensing process is significantly easier and significantly cheaper than real estate. And if you're interested, we have an incredible training program where we teach financial products and we teach about financial strategies, of course, because those are the products and services that we provide. However, we also have excellent business orientation, leadership development training, and just a full-fledged, just advanced business training with what we do, right? Because at the end of the day, even though my products and services are in finance, I'm running and operating my own business.
Right.
But there are multiple opportunities here for professional development. You have uncapped income, right? You can make unlimited income by making referrals here. You have unlimited growth potential. You have unlimited promotion potential, and you own your own business and you're able to expand. And talking to all the agency owners out there, if you already have your own real estate brokerage, your own real estate agency, you're able to expand that business from just being a real estate brokerage and a real estate agency into a full-fledged real estate and financial brokerage, right? So you're able to do so much more without really putting in all that much upfront for licensing. But as far as what we get paid, and this is just on the referral side, and I think it's important too to note that you're able to, if you so choose, go on the referral side and get paid like this, but you're also able to, if you do so choose, to really learn our products, to really learn our system, to learn our business and go off on your own. So what you see here is going to be a 50-50 split on commission. However, if you become an independent full financial strategist on your own, well, at that point, you're able to run and operate your own financial business and not split commission with anyone. But as far as referral partnership, new money, right? And what I mean by new money is money that your clients are putting away every single month from their job, right? Mm-hmm. This is what it looks like. And on average, Lou, we show someone how to put away $250 a month, every single month.
Yeah.
And it could go toward anything, a new investment vehicle, a long-term care plan, getting out of debt, setting up their will, could go toward anything. But that $250 over the course of a year is going to be $3,000, right? So $3,000 is the number of points that come back to our agency in the form of a commission. But if you're just a referral agent and you're just sending that business over our way, for example, Lou, if you're a referral partner, you have a client who could benefit from what we do, you send that person over to me, you do about 10% of the work. And here's something that's really cool. As a referral partner, you do 10% of the work and you just set the appointment. I do 90% of the work. Me or whoever you send that appointment to, we do 90% of the work. But we split commission 50-50 right down the middle. Works for everyone because your client gets a ton of value. You, for doing 10% of the work, get paid 50%. Great deal. Great deal for me, too, because I didn't know who that person was. I would have never have met them had it not been for you, Lou. Right? So it works for everyone, right? But a new agent right out of training, they're going to be a 35% contract. So for helping one average family, one average client, us doing all the work, our referral partners are looking at making about $525. But of course, there are promotions like I talked about as well. You're absolutely not locked into that 35%, but that's just kind of when you're getting started. But does that kind of make sense, Lou?
Yes, absolutely.
Excellent.
So in other words, if say I refer you a client that ends up basically working with you for say $250 a month, then that'll in turn get me or net me about $525.
Absolutely. And this is just company wide on average, what someone on average puts away. as far as clients that I typically work with, and this is just the niche, the market that I've gotten into. On average, my clients are putting away about $500 a month on average.
Wow. So
So
that'll double it.
that would double this, right?
Yeah.
But that's all new money, right? How about lump sum or old money, right? And this could be, like I mentioned, 401k or IRA rollover.
Mm-hmm.
Say someone sold a big real estate property. Say they had a home and they were looking to downsize and they had a bunch of money and they didn't know what to do with it. Well, Lou, our average rollover or lump sum deposit is going to be $300,000. And with that said, 4 to 6% comes back to our agency in the form of a commission. And this depends on the client's age, the product you set them up with, the length of the terms of the contract, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But I just illustrated right in the middle, 5%. So let's say 5% comes back to our agency. 5% of 300,000 is $15,000. From there, we split it 50-50. You do 10% of the work. I do 90% of the work. We split it 50-50. And then your contract level. So if you're a new agent, 35% contract, you're looking at making over $2,600 just for referring me someone who has a sum of money that they're looking to move somewhere.
Wow.
So, one average client moving over $300,000, you're looking at making over $2,600. But
wow.
If you have a client who does more, or you're looking to get into this business and really learn our products and our systems for yourself, and you don't split it, of course, you're going to be making more. But I did mention that we do have a licensing process. Much easier, much cheaper than real estate. Lou, how much do you pay for your real estate license?
I would say the first year fully in, probably about maybe like $1,500 between like the classes, the licensing, realtor association fees, MLS dues, brokerage fees, just in general. About 1,500 or so.
Wow. Yeah, we're about a third of that. And how much time did you spend on that license?
It was 40 hours in class, and then obviously you have to do the you got to study and then you take the test. So if I don't know, maybe 50 hours, 70 hours worth of studying in addition to that, and then the classes or the test. I think that took like 4 or 5 hours for me.
Wow. And yeah, for us, our licensing process is about a third of what real estate is. And we've had people pass our exams in under 24 hours. Me personally, I passed in about 4 days, and we've had people on average, probably a week to 10 days is probably our average. So Lou, you would say that a week to 10 days is not probably average in real estate?
A week to 10 days?
Yeah.
Like from starting now to then getting a license? Yeah, no.
Okay. Yeah. So in our industry, that is average, which is pretty cool. But like I mentioned, step one to working with us, you do need to purchase and pass a background check. Like I mentioned, you would not want to be working with a financial advisor or financial strategist, and then months down the road find out that he was arrested for grand theft auto or drowning kittens or anything like that. So background check, really important. From there, the background check yields you your 5-digit agent ID, and that's your fingerprint for absolutely everything you do through our platform in our agency.
Mm-hmm.
And the first thing you use that code to do is to get a major discount on your courses. And the course is going to be through ExamFX. It's a $200 course. I started with a different company in the industry. I paid $200 for the course.
Mm-hmm.
Through ExamFX, I paid $30, right? Huge difference.
Yeah.
Right. And that's the first thing you use that agent ID for. So your background check pays for itself when you purchase our course, $30. And the course is going to be for the basic life and health insurance licenses. Those are our starting licenses. From there, we're more than welcome to go back and get our property and casualty insurance license, which I have as well as our securities licenses too, which are strongly recommended. Not required, but strongly recommended. But from there, first step would be to start studying and then to schedule your state exam with whatever state you reside in. Generally, the exam costs about $50 to take, and you need a C- to pass. You need a 70. So you absolutely do not need to be a high achiever or a genius to pass this one, right? You need a 70, right? Who here thinks that they can't get a 70 on a test, right? You all did it for real estate. So you could absolutely do it. You could absolutely do it on our end too. From there, a couple states do require fingerprints once you do pass your exam. Most states do not. I think about 6 or 7 states do, but most of you guys would be able to disregard this. Next, you would purchase and obtain the state license through the state you reside in. And you'll see there is a big range here. The state of Massachusetts is the most expensive in the country, about $250. But there's also quite a few states, especially in the South and the Midwest, that are about $50. So if you look at the cost of living where you're from, it's generally going to be pretty consistent with the cost of licensing.
Mm.
Um, from there, we sign an agent agreement and we'll go through a full background check to place our newly obtained license with our brokerage to allow you a contract with all of our carriers and get working. And then we have to take a $10 anti-money laundering course. And we love to help people with their money. We just can't help them launder it. But that's really everything up front. From there, Lou, our biggest expenses are errors and omissions insurance. I like to compare this to malpractice insurance because say you're a doctor, right? And you mess up a surgery, that patient might sue you. Same thing here. I have credit card info, bank account info, addresses, social security numbers, things my clients probably wouldn't want made public. But if anything did happen to my computer, it's important that I'm covered and that I'm good and that information doesn't get out there.
Mm.
And next, our last recurring expense is going to be our back office. We have a team of 300 people working behind the scenes, keeping track of our commissions and our whole business, all of our trainings, your entire agency, absolutely everything you need is kept track of through this back office. And from there, you got to dress sharp, right? So that might be an expense. You need business cards, and I buy Zoom Premium because I like to run longer meetings. But just really based on what we get paid and what the licensing looks like, you know, one person in your first year who can benefit from a free financial plan, this is an investment and going to be a very, very profitable business. If you don't think you might know one person who can really benefit from what we do, this would be a cost. But if you might know one person who can really benefit, well, this is a tremendous, tremendous investment for you, for your clients, and for your business.
Sorry about that, guys. We ended up actually getting booted out because we're on the free Zoom call instead of the paid one. But
That's because we were on. That's
luckily,
because we were on Blue Zoom. I got the premium one.
yep, I'm cheap. But anyways, Ben, in that, so I know we kind of ran through that real quick and everything. I just wanted to follow up and say, I just wanted to say, number one, thank you very, very much for coming on. It's amazing that, you know, how much value that we can provide people as real estate agents, as real estate professionals and consultants. And we can make an additional money as well. So that's what it's all about. It's all about making money, making a different stream of income, and providing value at the same time. And if these agents that are watching this work for EXP, then they know all about different streams of income kind of coming in. Because as a real estate agent, it is so tough to just rely on one stream of income, just being that real estate agent. I mean, you got to buy properties, rental properties, you got to flip, you got to do property management. You could get paid as a coach, mentorship, you know, whatever it may be. Build your team or brokerage yourself. And then this is just another thing that you can add on top of it. So that was the kind of the whole purpose of this video, is just to kind of share it with real estate professionals specifically, in a way that, you know, you can kind of make money and provide value at the same time. And this is the first time that I've heard about anything like this previously. So that being said, Ben, is there anything additional that you would want to add?
Yeah, I think so. And you know, I think you really hit the nail on the head with being able to really provide that extra value, get paid. And people get into finance for the same reasons they get into real estate. Number one, to help a lot of people. Number two, to make really, really good money. Right. And
Yeah.
you guys as real estate agents, you're able to do that. Just like us on the financial side, we're able to do that. But a lot of you guys going into real estate, you might be struggling at first, right? You might be newer in real estate. I heard a statistic the other day that 40% of all realtors came in during 2020, during the government lockdowns, right? So everyone I know, and I might know more real estate agents than most, just being in the industry that I'm in, but everyone I know would probably be able to name off a half a dozen real estate agents just off the top of their head, right? There's so many realtors out there, and that's why I mentioned that you're dealing in a niche market. There's 1 million homes on the market last time I checked, with 1.4 million agents just in the US. Right. So how do you
probably more than that at this point? There's
and that was just on LinkedIn, that 1.4 million. Right. So how many aren't on LinkedIn? But how can you separate yourself as a new and struggling real estate agent when you're just getting started? And what I see so often with new agents is they'll go get a second job. Maybe they'll start bartending. Maybe they'll be a server at a local restaurant. Right? Just picking up odd jobs kind of here and there as they're getting the real estate business going, right? And there's nothing wrong with that, of course, because they're paying their bills, they're getting set up with guaranteed income. However, at the end of at the end of the day, what are those jobs and those positions really doing for your real estate business?
Right.
Well, Lou, they're taking away from your real estate business because if you're a server in the middle of the day, you could be out showing homes, talking to clients, doing client outreach, right? There's so many different, money generating activities that you could be doing in real estate during the time that you're serving for $15 an hour. So even
Right.
though you're making that guaranteed income, a position like that is taking away from your real estate business. It's pulling you away from your business and it's putting you back into the matrix, back into the workforce, right? So a position like what we do allows you to not take something away from your real estate business. It allows you to grow your real estate business. It allows you to make extra money for doing the exact same activities that you're already doing. We're
Mhm.
looking to add to your business, not take away from it. And this is an excellent, excellent opportunity for both those who are really coming up and kind of struggling in real estate and looking to dig their feet in and stay in real estate and not have to leave, right? A great opportunity for you guys because you're going to be adding to your business, providing extra value. It's a great business idea, great business venture for just your average realtor because you're able to provide that extra value, maybe put yourself a leg ahead of the competition and really put yourself into a better position, offer that extra value, and it might be that big break for your business. And it's an excellent idea for your agency owners, right? People who own massive brokerages, because all of your agents are able to work and provide that extra value as well. And in doing so, you're able to not just have a real estate agency, but to have your own financial firm, right? And you're able to, the same way you're able to build a real estate brokerage and get paid a commission when your agents sell homes and properties under you within your real estate firm, you're able to do the exact same thing on our end and get paid that commission and get paid that override when one of your financial agencies whenever one of your financial agents helps a client, you're able to get the override over here too. So this works for your starting realtor, your average realtor, and your brokerage owner. So I think this is just a tremendous opportunity for really anyone.
So in other words, like say I work for EXP Realty, obviously. So I bring somebody in, I'm their sponsor. Um, because of the fact that they're directly underneath me and I brought them in as their sponsor, I get paid on every transaction that they do. A small percentage, but I get paid on every single one of their transactions. Now, that being said, are you saying the same exact thing when I get my license and I sign up with Pinnacle Elite?
It's very, very similar, but not exactly. Right.
Okay.
Because in real estate, Lou, say you're the broker owner of EXP Realty, right? And you own EXP Realty, and I come in and I'm your top realtor. But eventually, say I really work hard and I start to outperform you. Well, in
Hmm.
real estate, I would never be able to pass you, right? Because you're my broker dealer. You own the agency. So even if my production passes what you're doing, I'm never able to pass you as far as a promotion. Maybe I could go out and start my own brokerage, but I would never be able to pass you at EXP Realty, right?
Well, you would be able to, but
I would.
uh,
Okay, at EXP you can.
at EXP you can, but go
Okay.
on. I know what you're saying.
Yeah. So at most real estate firms, EXP is different. That's why we like working with EXP. EXP is a good
Yeah.
group. But at most real estate firms, right? And a lot of you guys have probably experienced this. You have your broker owner, Century 21, maybe, right? Maybe it's Remax, maybe it's Keller Williams, right? I don't know. But at most of these real estate firms, you work hard, you pass your broker owner. Well, you're not actually going to be able to eventually own that brokerage, right? Because that brokerage is typically in the name of someone, right? And even if you pass them, well, you're not getting your name put on the bill, right?
Right.
With us, right? Essentially, Lou, say you started out as an associate. You introduced me as a training associate, right? And you're at a 35% contract, that new agent associate contract, but I'm just starting out. I'm at 25%. I'm a training agent. But
Hmm.
say I work really, really hard and I get ahead, right? And you're kind of slacking off. Even though you're an associate, you're slacking off. And I'm working really, really hard. For a certain period of time, you will be entitled to an override from me. Well, you're at 35% and I'm at 25%. The spread between that is 10%. So anything I do while I'm at 25 and you're at 35, you make 10% off of what I do. But what happens when I catch you and we're both at 35%? We're both associates. Well, at that point, Lou, we're at the same exact contract level. There's no spread, there's no override. So you wouldn't make anything when I
Okay.
do business. right? But what happens if I eventually pass you? I become a senior associate or a marketing director, a senior marketing director before you do, right? Just because I've grown my business faster than you've grown yours. Well, of course, there's no override at that point. But because you brought me in, if you continue to work hard and you continue to reach your promotion, senior associate, marketing director, senior marketing director, executive marketing director, if you're able to reach your promotions before I reach my next promotions, at that point, you will be entitled to an override on me and my business for the entirety of the life of my business. And Lou, the tremendous thing about what we do is, say you hit senior marketing director, you're at the highest contract level with us, you're at a 65% contract. I also reach senior marketing director. We're both at 65% contracts. Well, because Lou, you introduced me to this business. Once we're senior marketing directors both, you're entitled to a 12% override on my entire business, as well as my entire agency's business, for the entirety of our business. So as long
Wow.
as me and my agents continue to produce, you will always get paid 12% over and over and over and over again, right? Because you are the person who introduced me. So for someone who is a real estate agency owner, this should really be screaming at you as being incredibly lucrative, because that's what it is.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you. Thank you for that. See, that it's a good thing that I asked that question. Is there anything additional that you wanted to share? Because that was a hell of a lot.
Yeah, no, we have we basically took the agency model from real estate and we modified it just a little bit, right, to make it so we are able to pass each other in promotions and income if we so deserve to, right? But
Right.
of course, Lou, if you're the person who introduces me at a company, you are in an advantageous position where you are more than likely able to pass me an income and promotions, right? Just by the nature of where you're at in the company.
Hmm.
But that said, should I be able to? I am able to. So I think that's important. But if you're a realtor, if you're a mortgage broker, whoever you are in business, this should absolutely be screaming at you is a tremendous, tremendous opportunity. And if you want to reach out to me, please feel free to give me a call or a text. I am available most hours of the day.
Yep.
The only time I don't get back is if I'm in the gym, if I'm lifting, and if I'm in a meeting. That's the only time I really don't get back. But please give me a call or a text at 860-933-6445. So one more time, 860-933-6445. That's just my business cell phone number.
Hmm.
I will say I'm a little bit better about answering text than I am calls. It's just a little bit quicker. I'm pretty busy. It's easier to just send a quick text back than to hop on a phone call. But please do reach out by my phone number.
Awesome. All right. Well, thank you very much, Ben. I appreciate your time. And with that being said, if anybody has any other additional questions, feel free to schedule a meeting with Ben, and he can kind of go over this in a little bit more detail for you. Just this was going to be like a very, very quick thing, just so that way you understand that there's other opportunities out there. And now, with that being said, now you can educate yourself a little bit further on the matter to make sure if it's the right decision for you and your business. But thank you very much, Ben. And I'll see you guys later. Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you
Bye.
for having me on, Lou.